सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। अखण्डं सच्चिदानन्दम् अवाङ्मनसगोचरम् आत्मानमखिलाधारम् आश्रयेभीष्टसिद्धये अर्थतोऽप्यद्वयानन्दान् अतीतद्वैतभानतः गुरूनाराध्य वेदान्त सारं वक्ष्ये यथामति। So in the second and third chapter, the Adhyaropa was presented. In the second chapter, Tat Padarthe Brahmani Adhyaropaha, Samanyena Adhyaropaha. In the third chapter, second chapter this Tat Padarthe, third chapter Tvam Padarthe. In Tvam Padartha, the Adhyaropa in the form of various misconceptions about oneself, and Anatmatvam of those things which are taken as Atma also was pointed out. Then in the fourth chapter, this Apavada is presented. Apavada means negation. Negation of what is really not there. We cannot do negation of what is there. In fact, if one does negation of what is there, it is a denial problem, we call it. Psychological problem. So we cannot deny what is. Yeah, somebody may have this problem also. That psychologically person is having the problem of denial, and he is using Vedanta to say problem is not there. That is not a healthy state. When a psychologically problem is there, means person is really feeling the pain, but he wants to avoid to face it and then say Vedanta says nothing is there, nothing is there. That's not a very healthy thing. That's what Pujya Swamiji was telling, that negation should be used very carefully. Otherwise it can make the person have problem of denial, and disconnect problem will be there. You are disconnect from reality, Vyavarika reality. And if it doesn't bother you, then no problem. It bothers, but you don't want to face the cause for botheration. And therefore you take the what is called escape route of Vedanta. That's not a healthy thing. In relative sense, you have handled those issues and you are pursuing Vedanta to see that at the Paramarthika level there is no problem. But when Vyavarika level problem is there, it is bothering you every now and then, and to escape from that, if you use Vedanta, then it is harmful. Therefore, this Apavada should be used appropriately. Means, Apavada is understanding that what appears to be there is none other than the ultimate reality Brahman. So really speaking, in negation, there is culmination in appreciation of reality. We are not focusing so much on not there. We are focusing on what is there. Therefore what was said? Avastunaha vastu matratvam. Unreal is nothing but the reality. This unreal Ajnanadehe Prapancha, the world of unreal things such as Ajnana etc. is nothing but Vastu. Like understanding that all pots are nothing but clay, will be called the negation of parts. Vacharambadam vikaru namadheyam mritika ityeva satyam. This is the negation. So even at Karya Karana level, we can see this negation. Therefore, one definition of negation given by Tikakara Vidvad Manoranjani, he says Karyasya Karanamatra Sattavasheshanam Apavadaha. Means Karya, the effect, remaining, Avasheshana means remaining with Karanamatra Satta, the existence of the cause alone. Karya remaining only with the existence of the cause, that is called the negation of the effect. The effect remaining only with the existence of the cause is called the negation of effect. Let us take the example Karyasya Ghatasya Karana Mrutmatra Sattavasheshanam. The part remaining with this existence of only the cause in our cognition. Whatever is there outside is there, but in our understanding, effect is remaining only with the existence of cause and not having the existence of its own. So Karana Matra is there, no? So Matra Padena Karya Satta Vyavachhedaha. So Karana Matra Sattaya Avasheshanam. Effect, Ghata, remaining with the existence of only the cause, clay, in our understanding. The whole negation is, in Vedanta when we talk about negation, is a cognitive process. So Karyam is understood to be existing only with the existence of the cause, Karanam. Pot is understood to be existing only with the existence of the cause, clay. That is called the negation of parts. Is it clear? Alright. Another way this idea is presented by the same commentator, Karana Swarupa Vyatirekena Karyasya Asattavadharanam Apavadaha. Avadharanam. Avadharanam is ascertaining asatta, non-existence, karyasya, of the effect, karana swarupa vyatirekena, apart from the nature of karana. So, understanding or ascertaining that effect does not exist apart from the cause is called the negation of the effect. Not cause, okay? Last cause comes, but we have to go back to effect. Ascertaining that there is no existence of the effect apart from the cause is called the negation of effect. So understanding that pot does not exist, what exists is clay alone. Pot nasti, pot ghataha nasti, mritika eva asti. This is called the negation of pot. So either you say that karana satta eva asti, or you say karya satta karana vyatirekena nasti. Both ways we can present negation. First one was positive. Understanding that karyam is existing only as karanam, or karyam is existing only with the satta of karanam. That is called negation of karya. Or understanding that there is no satta of karya apart from karana is called negation of karya. Both have same meaning. Only that one looks negative, other looks positive. That's all. First looks positive, other is negative. But both have the same idea. So that is called apavada. Why I gave this example? Because this Acharya, the author, gives the example of Rajju Sarpa only. So we may think that apavada happens only in that. Not necessary. That Karya Karana also we can say that it is nothing but that. Karya is nothing but Karanam. Karyam does not exist apart from Karanam. That idea is emphasized. So Sarpasya Rajju Vivartasya Rajju Matratvat, this Vastunaha, Avastunaha Vastu Matratvam is Apavadaha. Alright. And then what is Vivarta, what is Parinama, that was talked about. And now the Laya Prakriya is suggested. Finally, we have to understand that everything is nothing but Brahman. That is called Apavada of everything. But Sahasa Kartum na Shakyate. All of a sudden we say this is everything is Brahman, very difficult. So all this is Brahman. How I can say this is paper, this is clip, this is table. So our buddhi is so much preoccupied or is obsessed with the Nama Rupa and Nama Rupa Bheda and the grossness of the things. Our buddhi is gross. And therefore all of a sudden the subtlest thing cannot be appreciated. Therefore Shastra is giving one prakriya which is called Laya Prakriya. And Laya Prakriya, we are resolving things in stages, one by one, following a particular order. And that order is reverse to the order of creation. In fact, for Laya Prakriya alone, the Srushti Prakriya is given. Because Srushti, we do not have Tatparyam to show that from this has come, from this has come. We are not studying cosmology. See, Vedanta is not teaching cosmology. Vedanta doesn't have Tatparyam in that. But if this creation is talked about, then when you are doing resolution, you have some particular support. Okay, how to resolve back? All of a sudden I cannot do. So what you do? You go by reverse order. Like when you prepared your bag. So what happens? When you prepare the bag, something will be coming first. You put at the bottom. And then on something that. And you put something on the top. When you open the bag, take out the things, what will come first? What you put last. So similarly here, the order of the resolution is opposite to the order of creation. In creation, we are going from subtle to the gross. Here we are going from gross to the subtle. Utpattau sukshma sthulasya utpattihi. And here what? Laya prakriya sthulasya sukshme layaha. So here our order is what? From gross to subtle we go in laya. In creation, from subtle to gross we come. So evolution is happened from sukshma to sthula, and resolution happens from sthula to sukshma. And that is why that order is followed. The purpose of laya is to go back to our original source. Like water has got its natural state in ocean. When it is in the ocean, it is bus, is enjoying its glory. But now separated by the sun, and so this water is evaporated and has become cloud. And then cloud will be raining somewhere. First is a vapor is there, then cloud is there, and then it will be raining on the mountain somewhere in Himalayas. And now it will not find peace, it will not rest till it meets the ocean. So it keeps on moving. And if you see how Ganga moves, how somehow in the mountain it finds its way. Sometimes it breaks it, sometimes it tries to smoothen the mountain and find its way. Sometimes goes around it because it cannot break. Whatever needs to be done, Ganga does. For what? To reach the ocean. Similarly, this jiva has to come back to oneself. And until it comes back to oneself, there will not be peace. And for that, this laya prakriya is given. The difference between the Drishtanta and Dashtanta is, in Drishtanta, really there is a physical separation. This water is separated from the ocean. Here there is no physical separation. Of me, there is no physical separation. Only there is separation caused by ignorance. Separation caused by the notion. And therefore, giving up the notion and removing the ignorance is the way of coming back to the source. And that is done by this laya prakriya. So that we can resolve slowly. Right now I consider myself to be the body. Okay, doesn't matter. Then we say, what is this body whom I am considering myself? Is a Panchamahabhutas. So think yourself to be Panchamahabhutas sometime. I am Panchamahabhutas. And then you resolve back into this consciousness. That will come in this paragraphs. So we were seeing that etad bhogayatanam chaturvida sakala sthula sharira jatam bhogya rupa annapanadikam and etad ayatana bhuta bhuradi chaturdasha bhuvanani and etad ayatana bhutam brahmandam cha etad sarvam. So 4 types of gross bodies, then the objects of enjoyment for these gross bodies, annapana, and the 14 lokas which are the abode for the bodies and the annapanadi, and the brahmanda which contains all these 14 lokas. All this on analysis, karana rupam panchikrita bhuta matram bhavati. This is called laya. Understanding all these effects, sthula sharira jatam, bhogya padarthas, all 14 lokas, even brahmanda, all of them are nothing but karana rupa panchikrita panchamahabhutas. This is called laya of sthula shariradi in panchamahabhutas. So that is the first stage of resolution, seeing everything as panchamahabhutas. This individual body and even entire world as Panchamahabhutas. And then the Panchikruta Bhutas and Sukshma Shariras are resolved into a Panchikruta Bhutas. Seeing them that this all the Sthula Mahabhutas and all Sukshma Shariras are nothing but Sukshma Mahabhutas. This is called resolution of the Panchikruta Mahabhutas and all Sukshma Shariras. Now the next stage of resolution is given. Etani Sattvadi Guna Sahitani Apanchikrutani Utpatti Vyutkramena एतत् कारणभूताज्ञानोपहित चैतन्य मात्रं भवति. So he is following the reverse order. Etani, these sattvadi guna sahitani apanchikritani bhutani. So apanchikrita bhutani means sukshma bhutani, subtle elements. Etani, these subtle elements, ungrossified elements. Sattvadi guna sahitani, endowed with sattvadi guna, which are having sattva rajas tamo guna. They are bhavanti, apanchikritani bhavati. All of them are. In fact, bhavati is given because the videya is singular. They are nothing but what? Karana bhuta Ajnanopahita Chaitanya Matram. All Sukshma Mahabhutas are nothing but the consciousness endowed with or manifesting in Ajnanam, and which is Karana Bhuta, which is in the form of cause. So from Ajnanopahita Chaitanyam, this all Sukshma Mahabhutas have come. Therefore we resolve back Sukshma Mahabhutas into what? Ajnanopahita Chaitanyam, which is otherwise called Ishvara. Here Ajnanam is in the sense of Samashti Ajnanam. So Ajnanam, Samashti Ajnanopahita Chaitanyam, otherwise called Ishvara. So all the Sukshma Mahabhutas are nothing but Karanopadhi, Mayopadhi, Ishvaraha. All are nothing but Ishvara. And this Apanchikruta Bhutani, how we are resolving? Utpatti Vyutkramena. By the order reverse to that of creation. Utpatti means creation. Vyutkramena means reverse order. By the order which is reverse to the creation, the order of creation. Vyutpattehe yaha kramaha tasmad vyutkramena. Vyutkramena means what? Viruddha kramena. So in the opposite order, reverse order, the order which is reverse to the order of creation, by reverse order we understand what? Sukshma Mahabhutas are nothing but Karana Bhuta Ajnanopahita Chaitanyam. Is nothing but this Ajnanopahita Chaitanyam, Ishvara. Okay. Now one more resolution is given in the next stage. Etadajnanam Ajnanopahitam Chaitanyam cha Ishvaradikam Etadadharabhutanupahita Chaitanya Rupam Turiyam Brahma Matram Bhavati. In the previous one, Etat Karana Bhutam, we can have Anvaya only with Ajnanam, or can have Anvaya with Ajnanopahita Chaitanya. Both ways it is fine. Okay. Why I am telling this? Because they had given when they talked about creation, from Ajnanam it was said. But I think Chaitanya also was presented. Okay, let us see. So we will follow that order, whatever is given. They are given Ajnanopahita Chaitanya. Tamapradana Vikshepa Shakti Mad Ajnanopahita Chaitanyat, page number 6. Chaitanyat Akasha. So therefore we can do Anvaya only with the Upahita Chaitanya. But it can be done both ways. But if we follow this Vedanta Sara, then it is that only. And both are right. Whether we say that entire creation is born of Maya or entire creation is born of Chaitanya Brahma, both are same. How? Because when we say entire creation is born of Ajnanam, Ajnanam not mere Ajnanam, Ajnanam which is the Upadhi of Brahma. And we say Ajnanam, this all creation is born of Chaitanya. There also we understand what? Chaitanya with Ajnanopadhi. So, one thing can be highlighted at a time, but other thing remains understood. Okay. So, if we remember this, then we will not have conflict. Otherwise, Swamiji, sometimes they say from Maya everything is born, sometimes they say from Brahman everything is born. What is right? Both are right. Because when we say born from Maya, he understood Maya having the background of Brahman. From Brahman with this Upadhi of Maya. Okay. So here, but if we follow the text order, then Ajnanopahita Chaitanyam is, I have Anvaya with Karana Bhuta. Okay. Karana Bhuta. Now, so we have reached up to this Ajnanopahita Chaitanyam. Now the final resolution is Brahma. So Mayopahita Chaitanyam is resolved into Brahma. And every time let us remember, resolving means what? Understanding that Karanam alone is there. Sukshma Mahabhutas are resolved into Ajnanopahita Chaitanya means what? Understanding Avadharanam. That Sukshma Mahabhutas are nothing but Ajnanopahita Chaitanya. Understanding Ghata to be only clay, this Mrittika, that is called resolution. Similarly, understanding the Sukshma Mahabhutas are nothing but the Ajnanopahita Chaitanya. That is resolution. Now the final one. Etadajnanam. Is there? We have read this. Okay. Oh, sorry. Etadajnanam. This Ajnanam and Ajnanopahita Chaitanyam cha. Etad Ajnanam, this Ajnanam and Ajnanopahitam Chaitanyam cha. Which is what? Ishvaradikam. Ishvara, etc. Adipadena Maya. So he is just giving other word. Ajnanopahita Chaitanyam is called Ishvara and mere Ajnanam is called Maya. So Etad Ajnanam, this Ajnanam, which is the Upadhi of Upahita Chaitanyam and which is said to be Karana also, that Ajnanam and Ajnanopahita Chaitanyam, which is the Karanam to get and having that composite nature, Ajnanopahitam Chaitanyam. So Ajnanam and Ajnanopahitam Chaitanyam, Ishvaradikam, Adipadena Maya. Etadadhara bhutam. So Maya or Maya and Mayopahita Chaitanya Ishvara, both of them bhavati, they are what? Brahma matram. They are nothing but Brahma. So Ajnanam and Ajnana Upahita or Ajnana Pratibimbita Chaitanyam, both we can say. Ajnana Upahita or Ajnana Pratibimbita Chaitanyam, both of them are what? Brahma Matram, are nothing but Brahma. Why? Because Ajnanam is Mithya and therefore Ajnanopahita Chaitanyam also is Mithya. Upadhi is Mithya, therefore Upahita as Upahita is Mithya. Upahita as a content, it is not Mithya. But Upadhi is Mithya and therefore Upahita also is Mithya. Because Upadhi and Upahita Sambandha is Mithya. Sambandha with unreal will be always unreal. Sambandha of real with unreal is always unreal. And therefore Sambandha of Chaitanya with Mithya, Ajnanam will be what? Mithya. So Upadhi, Maya is Mithya. Upadhi Sambandha of Chaitanya with Maya Upadhi also is Mithya. And therefore Ajnanopahita Chaitanyam Upahitatva Drishtya or Upadhi Sambandha Drishtya Mithya. And therefore what? We understand it to be Brahma Matram. Mithya we resolve into Satyam. Mithya in its reality nothing but Satyam. So Ajnanam, Maya and Ajnanopahita Chaitanya Ishvara, both of them are nothing but Brahma. Brahma Matram Bhavati. And what is this Brahma? Etadadhara Bhuta. Adhara here in the sense of Adhishthanam, which is the Adhishthanam of both of them. Ajnanam and Ajnanopahita Chaitanya. And it is Anupahita Chaitanya. Anupahita means free from Upadhi, free from the conditioning of any adjunct, associate. One word they use for Upadhi is associate. So free from this Upadhi. So Brahman is Chaitanya Rupam, is of the nature of consciousness, free from any Upadhi. And it is what? Adhishthanam of this Ajnanam and Ajnana Upahita Chaitanya. So we say that Adhishthanam of Ishvara is what? Shuddha Brahma, Anupahita Brahma, Nirupadika Brahma. So the adhishthanam of Sopadika is what? Nirupadika. Okay. Etad adhara bhuta Anupahita Chaitanya Rupam Turiyam, which is presented as Turiyam in Shastra, in Mandukya Upanishad. It is the fourth one, as the fourth one. So that which is in and through Vaishvanara, Tejasa and Prajna, but not limited to any one of these three, that Chaitanyam is called Turiyam. Brahma Matram Bhavati. So understanding that even Maya and Ishvara are nothing but Brahma, and that Brahman I am. That is going to be the culmination of understanding. So this is very useful for this contemplation of resolving everything into Brahman, which is oneself. So here mainly Viveka is done with regard to Tat Padartha. But it can be used for Tvam Padartha, so same policy is to be followed. So I as a Jiva, so I am with my Upadhi, I am nothing but this is what is called Panchama Bhuta. I am with Panchama Bhuta Upadhi, Vaishvanara. And then Vaishvanara I am nothing but this Hiranyagarbha. Hiranyagarbha nothing but Ishvara. Or I go with I Vishwa am nothing but Tejasa. I Tejasa am nothing but Prajna. I Prajna am nothing but Turiyam. So even at individual level also we can do. Or here it is done more at Samashti level, but it implies the resolution at Vyashti level as well. Alright. So Turiyam Brahma Matram Bhavati. And this is a very good contemplation because it takes you back to yourself. You fall back to yourself. And if you see this as a fact, then it becomes Nididhyasana. If you see it as something told by Shastra which I am yet to be convinced, then it becomes Upasana. Same thinking is the same. Content will be the same. But one is characterized by the Shraddha, Bhavana. Other is characterized by conviction. So when you are seeing your conviction, then it is Nididhyasana. When you are just reliving the content which you have read in Shastra, it becomes Upasana. But that Upasana also is very good. We have seen in the Panchadashi 9th chapter. Even this is called Ahangra Upasana. That also is okay. So both ways can be done, but here it is more presented as the material for Nididhyasana. Alright. So the entire prapancha is negated into or resolved into Brahma. When we are seeing the word, really speaking, what we are seeing is Brahman only. But because of our giving reality to the creation, we are not able to appreciate Brahman. So giving reality to the creation becomes an obstacle in appreciating Brahman. And that obstacle is resolved by this Laya Prakriya. How? First seeing that this entire gross world is nothing but the Pancha Mahabhutas, then Sukshma Mahabhutas, and then Ishvara, and then Brahman. And that is how, in stages, the appreciation of Brahman takes place. Alright. Now, in the next sentence, Acharya is telling that even though the main purpose of this Apavada is to appreciate that this world is really not there, what is there is only Brahman. Idam sarvam Brahma, sarvam khalvidam Brahma. So all this is nothing but Brahman, and therefore what? There is only non-dual Brahman. And then that non-dual Brahman I am. That is the main purpose. But incidentally, this can be used for Tattvam Padartha Shodhanam. Tattvam Padartha Shodhanam means what? Analysis of Tvam Padartha Vichara and Tat Padartha Vichara. That this purpose, second purpose served by this apavada, adhyaropa apavada is given in the next sentence. Abhyam adhyaropapavadabhyam Abhyam adhyaropapavadabhyam Tattvam padartha shodhanam api Siddham bhavati. So he says, so Abhyam adhyaropapavadabhyam. By this method of adhyaropa and apavada, superimposition and negation, tattvam padartha shodhanam api, even the analysis or really shodhana means purifying the tat padartha and tvam padartha. So here purifying in the sense of the cognitive process of arriving at the true nature of tvam padartha and tat padartha. That is called shodhanam. More it will be understood when we see those topics. So by this adhyaropa and apavada, tattvam padartha shodhanam api, the inquiry or the arriving at the true nature of tat padartha and tvam padartha api also siddham bhavati. Siddham bhavati means is accomplished. By adhyaropa and apavada, the purification, cognitive correction regarding tat padartha and tvam padartha api also siddham bhavati is accomplished. Here these commentators say that what is the significance of api? That also is accomplished. When we say also, something must be there. Rama also came. When we say Lakshmana must have come, somebody must have come, then only we can say also. Today sweet also was there in the dinner or something. So we miss other things were there. So here what is api? So he says Brahmatma Chaitanyasya Advitiya Pratyagrupata Nirupanarthatvat Adhyaropa Apavada Prapanchanasya. This Adhyaropa Apavada Prakriya presentation is primarily meant for understanding or arriving at that Brahmatma Chaitanyam as Advitiya. That Brahma which is Atma is non-dual. What is there is Brahmatma Chaitanyam alone. So Advitiya Pratyagrupata. It is non-dual inner self. For that purpose, this Adhyaropa Apavada Prapancha is there. In Adhyaropa, this Drishyam is superimposed upon the Drashtu Swarupa Brahma. And in Apavada, all Drishyam is negated. So what remains is what? Drik Brahma, Pratyagatma. So that is the purpose. But he says, Padartha Shuddhi, the Adhyaropa Apavada Prapanchanasya, Padartha Shuddhihi Avantaram Phalam. By this, Tat Padartha Shuddhi, Tvam Padartha Shuddhi is the secondary result. Iti Suchayitum Api Shabdaha Apiti Vadati. Iti Suchayitum Padartha Shodhanam Api Iti Uktam. Alright, so api has got this significance. Even though primarily it is meant for showing the non-duality of Brahmatma Chaitanyam, but Tvam Padartha Tat Padartha Shodhanam also happens by this Adhyaropa Apavada. But both of them have got final purpose is what? Understanding that I am Brahman. But just Prakriya wise, that Adhyaropa Apavada is meant for arriving at the non-dual nature of Atma, non-dual Pratyak nature of Atma. But incidentally, tat padartha tvam padartha shodhanam also happens. Alright. Now, he explains what is tattvam padartha shodhanam from the next sentence. तथा हि अज्ञानादि समष्टिः एतदुपहितं सर्वज्ञत्वादि विशिष्टं चैतन्यम् एतदनुपहितं च एतत्त्रयम् तप्तायः पिण्डवत् एकत्वेन अवभासमानम् तत्पदवाच्यार्थः भवति. This idea he has already given, but in slightly different language. Same example he had given. So in this paragraph, what is tatpada vachyartha? This tatpada vachyartha or tvampada vachyartha are in the context of tattvamasi bhavakya. Is a contextual reference. Is a contextual usage of the word. Context is what? Tattvamasi bhavakya. In the context of tattvamasi bhavakya, there is tat padartha, tvam padartha, asi padartha. Or tat pada, tvam pada, asi pada, and then padartha. Artha. So he says, what is the meaning, the immediate meaning of tat pada? He says, generally we say tat pada vachyartha is Brahma, Mayopadika Brahma. So Brahman with Maya Upadi. Here he gives little more in a technical manner. What will be tat pada vachyartha? He says it is a group of three. Generally we say two, but he makes it three. What? Ajnanadi samashtihi. The totality of Ajnanadi. Ajnana, Sukshma Prapancha, Sthula Prapancha. Ajnanadi samashtihi, one. Then, etadupahitam sarvajnatvadi vishishtam chaitanyam. And the consciousness which is vishishtam, endowed with sarvajnatvadi, omniscience. And what is that chaitanyam? Etadupahitam. Etad refers to Ajnanadi. Ajnanadi upahita, or we can say Ajnanadi pratibimbita. So consciousness reflected in or conditioned by the upadhi of Ajnana, etc. And etc. means what? Samashti Sukshma Prapancha, Samashti Sthula Prapancha. Sthula Samashti, Sukshma Samashti. Alright. So that is second factor. First one is what? Ajnanadi Samashti. The totality of Ajnana and Sukshma Sharira and Sthula Sharira. That is first factor. Second factor is the consciousness which is conditioned by or reflected in these three upadhis. Samashti upadhi. Ajnana Samashti, Sukshma Samashti, Sthula Samashti. That is the meaning of etat. Etad upahitam chaitanyam. Consciousness, condition or reflected in these three samashti upadhi, which is sarvagnatvadi vishishta, endowed with sarvagnatva, is the second factor. And the third factor is what? Etad anupahitam cha. We have to supply chaitanyam. Etad anupahitam chaitanyam. So chaitat is there, no? It's not chaitanyam. Anupahitam cha means anupahitam chaitanyam. The consciousness not conditioned by the three. Etatrayam, these three. These three means what? Samashti Ajnanadi, then Samashti Ajnanadi Upahita Chaitanyam or Pratibimbita Chaitanyam, and the Anupahita Chaitanyam, Shuddha Chaitanyam, all three put together, Etatrayam. Taptaya Pindavat Ekatvena Avabhasamanam, and which Avabhasamanam appears to be understood to be Ekatvena as one. So all these three understood to be as one, understood to be one. Like what? Taptaya pindavat. Like ayah pindaha, iron ball which is heated up, fireball. So just as is in fireball, heat and iron, or fire and iron are seen to be one. We say fireball. Ayah pindaha, taptaya pindaha. Really there are two entities, but we see it as one. As what? Fireball. What is there is fire and iron ball, but we see as one. So just as taptaya pinda is seen as one, similarly all these three are seen as one. In Drishtanta only two things are there. In Dashtanta three things are there. What are the things? Ajnanadi samashti upadhi, upahita or pratibimbita chaitanyam, and anupahita chaitanyam. That is, when these three things are seen as one composite entity, understood to be a composite entity, then what? That composite entity is tatpada vachyartha, is the immediate meaning of the word tat in Tattvamasi Mahavakya. Generally what we say, Maya or Ajnana Upahita, Samashti Ajnana Upahita Chaitanyam itself we call Tatpada Vachyartha. But here he is following a particular prakriya. Something similar was given in Panchadashi while giving the definition of Jiva. In the definition of Jiva, three factors are there. What are the three factors?
Antakaranam, then Pratibimba Chaitanya, and then Bimba Chaitanya.
This shloka you remember? Chaitanyam yadadishthanam linga dehascha yah punaha chichaya linga dehastha tatsangho jiva uchyate. If possible, it is nice to by heart. Not a bust, but it is nice to by heart. Correct? No problem. Because you people are forgetting, therefore I am remembering. Because, when I ask, I have to remember, no? So again I repeat. So it will come to me, that's fine. So if you are remembering, then you say, Chaitanya Medidishtam. So I will not get opportunity to repeat. I am getting, so thanks to you, I am remembering. Okay, no problem. Alright. Somebody remembered, that's good. It's there like in some hard drive it is there. Whether it is my hard drive or your hard drive, somewhere it is there. Anyway, so there it is said, Adhisthana Chaitanyam, Linga Sharira, Sukshma Sharira, and the Chidabhasa which is manifesting in the Linga Sharira. Tat Sangaha, the aggregate of these three, Jivaha Uchyate. So similar, that is at Tvam Padartha level. Here also they will say the similar thing. And this is at Samashti level. So Samashti Ajnanam, Samashti Ajnana Upahita Chaitanyam, and Shuddha Chaitanyam, all three put together is Tatpada Vachyartha. Is a technical way. Simple way is telling Tatpada Vachyartha is Ishvaraha, Mayopahita Chaitanyam. Now Tatpada Lakshyartha is given. Etadupadyupahitadharabhutam anupahitam chaitanyam. Tatpadalakshyartha bhavati. So, what is Tatpadalakshyartha? The implied meaning. Vachyartha means immediate meaning, popular meaning. Lakshyartha means implied meaning of the word Tat is called Tatpada Lakshyartha. What is that? Chaitanyam. What type of Chaitanyam? Anupahitam Chaitanyam. Nirupadikam Chaitanyam. Otherwise called Nirupadika. So Chaitanyam which is not conditioned by any upadhi is called Anupahita. Upahita means with Upadi. Anupahita means not Upahita, means without Upadi. So consciousness without Upadi. And Adhara Bhutam, which is the Adhishthanam, which is in the form of Adhishthanam. Of what? Etad Upadi Upahita, which is the Adhishthanam of the Upadi and Upahita both. Etad Upadi Upahita. So Etad refers to both. This Upadi and Upahita Adhara Bhutam. Consciousness without any Upadi, which is the Adhishthanam of, the basis of the Upadi and Upahita. And here Upadi refers to what? Samashti Ajnanam. Upahita refers to what? Ajnanupahita Chaitanyam. So, Adhara for both of them, Samashti Ajnanam and Samashti Ajnanupahita Chaitanyam, basis for both of them is what? Anupahitam Chaitanyam. Nirupadika Chaitanyam is Tatpada Lakshartha Bhavati. Is the implied meaning of the word Tat. Tatpada Lakshartha Bhavati. So now we are able to do this analysis because we have understood what is the Ajnana Upadi, what is the Sukshma Upadi, what is Sthula Upadi. We have understood that. And we have understood that this is Adhyaropa Sthaniya. And therefore what? Adhishthanam is free from that. And therefore Tat Padartha Shodhanam is possible. So Adhyaropa Apvada helps us to do the Tat Padartha Shodhanam. Tat Padartha Shodhanam means what? Arriving at the Tat Pada Lakshartha is called Tat Padartha Shodhanam. Since we have understood the Adhyaropa Apvada Prakriya, we are able to arrive at the Tat Pada Lakshartha. And that is how it was said that this Adhyaropa Apvadabhyam Tattvam Padartha Shodhanam api siddham bhavati. Is it clear? Otherwise we have to say how the Adhyaropa Apvada is connected in this manner connected. Okay. So we understand that Upadi is Adhyaropa only. And therefore the Adhishthanam is free from that. Apvada is not. Understanding that Adhishthanam is, Upahita, the Mithya is nothing but Satyam. So it is Mithya is resolved into Satyam, and Satyam is always free from Mithya, and therefore we can arrive at the Lakshartha. So the understanding of Adhyaropa and Apvada will help us to arrive at the Tatpada Lakshartha. Tatpada Vachyartha will be able to understand based on the Adhyaropa, and based on the Apvada will be able to arrive at the Lakshartha mainly. Okay. But Apvada can be done only in Adhyaropa is done. And therefore Adhyaropa and Apvada both are contributing to the arriving at Tatpada Lakshartha. Alright. Now Tvam-pada Vachyartha. Ajnanadi Vyashtihi Etadupahitalpaddattvadi Vishishta Chaitanyam Etadanupahitam cha Etatrayam Taptayah Pindavat Ekatvena Avabhasamanam Tvam-pada Vachyartha Bhavati. Now Tvam-pada Vachyartha, similar format, only Vyashti. Ajnanadi Vyashtihi, the individual ignorance, etc. And etc. means what? Sukshma Sharira and Sthula Sharira. So Ajnanadi Vyashti Adipadena Sukshma and Sthula. So Ajnana Vyashti, the Sukshma Vyashti and Sthula Vyashti. So Sthula Vyashti is otherwise called Sthula Sharira. Sukshma Vyashti is Sukshma Sharira. And Ajnana Vyashti is called Karana Sharira. So Ajnanadi Vyashtihi means Karana Sharira, Sukshma Sharira and Sthula Sharira. This is first factor in the composition of Jiva. And etad upahita. Etad refers to what? Ajnanadi vyashti upahita. Consciousness which is chaitanyam is there, Vishishta chaitanyam. Etad upahita alpagnatwadi Vishishta chaitanyam. The consciousness which is conditioned by these three individual upadhi, Ajnana, Sukshma Sharira and Sthula Sharira. So, it is called upahita, etad upahita, conditioned by these three vyashti upadhi. And further description is given. Etad upahita chaitanyam, and what is the other description? Alpagdatvadi Vishishta chaitanyam. That which is endowed with the quality of alpagnatva, small knowing. In fact, in previous one it was separately mentioned. Etad upahitam and alpagdatvadi. Here he has done samasa. He said jiva only. So छोड़ दो उसको. So इनके लिए एक पे बोल दिया. So विशिष्ट चैतन्य. It's clear, no? But हाँ. And etad anupahitam cha. Etad anupahitam kim? Chaitanyam. Consciousness which is unconditioned by these three vyashti upadhi. Etat trayam, these three. Vyashti Ajnanadi upadhi, Vyashti Ajnanupahita chaitanyam, or Vyashti Pratibimba, Vyashti upadhi Pratibimbita chaitanyam, Chidabhasa. So second part is what? Chidabhasa. And Anupahita chaitanyam, Shuddha chaitanyam. Otherwise called Adhisthana chaitanyam. That Etatrayam, the group of these three things, three entities, Taptaya Pindavat, like a hot iron ball, Ekatvena Avabhasamanam, appearing as one. We have already seen the example, Taptaya Pinda. So, Ekatvena Avabhasamanam. Ekatvena Avabhasamanam kim bhavati? एकत्वेन अवभासमानस्य कर्ता. In this etat trayam, the group of three which is seen as one. What is there is threefold, but appears to be what? One. Ekatvena avabhasamanam. In fact, I should not ask questions because you are in a learning mode and now you have to be a recollective mode. So it's like a retrieving memory. Anyway, but sometimes just for my satisfaction. Ekatvena avabhasamanam tvam pada vachyartha bhavati. So etat trayam. So the group of three, the triad which is appearing as one, bhavati, becomes tvam pada vachyartha. Become the immediate meaning of the word, the popular meaning of the word tvam in Tattvamasi Mahavakya. And what is the lakshyartha? That is given in the next sentence. Etadupadyupahitadhara bhutam anupahitam pratyaganandam turiyam chaitanyam tvam padartha lakshyartha bhavati. Okay. Now simple. The Turiya Chaitanyam which is known as the fourth one, Tvam Pada Lakshyartha Bhavati, is the Lakshyartha, the implied meaning of Tvam Pada. Implied meaning means that is the meaning intended by Shruti. So since intention is something different, therefore we are going for Lakshyartha. So in the Lakshyartha has got the idea of what? The meaning which is intended. Lakshyartha bhavati. Okay. And what type of Turiyam Chaitanyam? Etad upadhi upahita adhara bhutam. That which is the basis of this etad that which is the basis for this upadhi, vyashti upadhi and vyashti upahita. Upahita means what? Vishwa, Tejasa and Prajna. So, etad upadhi, the Karana Sharira, Sukshma Sharira, Sthula Sharira, and Upahita, Vishwa, Tejas Prajna, Adhar Bhutam, the support for both of them. So, Shuddha Chaitanyam, Nirupadika Chaitanyam, which is in the form of the basis for Upadhi and Upahita both, and Swayam Anupahitam, free from Upadhi, Pratyaganandam, which is the innermost and fullness, Pratyaganandam, that Turiya Chaitanyam, Tvam Pada Lakshartha Bhavati. In simple words, the implied meaning of the word Tvam is pure Nirupadika, unconditioned consciousness. Alright. Then Mahavakyartha will be presented. We'll see in the next class. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo